worthless Jaime.
Alright, so
Turn your light on, TJ.
What?
Turn your light on.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
What's going on? It's dark in here. I can't see anything.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Much better.
So it's Monday, February 19th. It's Eric's birthday. We're going to see
Happy
Black
birthday,
Panther.
Eric.
Thank you.
We actually just got out of
President's Day, by the way, you commie
is President's
bastards.
Day.
That's true. It
You
is.
acknowledge the presidents of the United States, damn you.
Okay, so we just got out of West End. We're running late because we ended up just having late dinner. Ran into a mutual friend of ours, a guy who's gone by the name Steve in previous iterations. Okay,
On our way to see Black Panther.
we are on our way to see Black Panther, which it's my second time seeing it. Actually, I watched it this weekend.
I'm so excited.
It's
from the guy who made Creed, and I love Creed.
Well, yeah, Ryan Coogler's the big name behind it. Is there anything else you need to say?
I'm excited to see it.
Excited.
You know, like one of the top grossing movies opening weekend ever as of right now.
Yeah, it's kind of becoming the next Deadpool because
It's becoming an iconic
It's not quite
film.
R-rated, but
Well, I mean, like it stars like a kind of, I guess, unknown superhero, and it's making a ton of money because they put a lot of heart and soul into it.
Okay, so it is the first superhero film of the year of 2018, first Marvel film of the year.
No, I'm excited. I heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't heard anything negative yet, so I'm excited to see it.
It's Marvel, so
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good movie, you know. So, but
That's true, by the way, if we didn't say it already.
Drew's been on this show before.
He has been on the show before.
He's been on
for,
Thor Ragnarok.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough for the intro.
The revolution will be live.
Alright.
I want people to see my beautiful face.
Yeah, what the hell? Who are you? Where'd you come from? You weren't here. You weren't here earlier.
Was I not?
No, you weren't. You popped up. You're a carjacker. This is the carjacker we found. His name's Nim.
Okay.
So we just got out of seeing Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King.
See, I knew one of us. I knew one of us was going to make that parallel.
It's more Lion King.
first of all, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Drew and
9.5 out
I
of
guess
10.
Drew and I
I
loved
wouldn't
it.
say 10
You
out
give it
of
a
10.
5 out of 10?
I said a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, probably 10 out of 10 for me though.
But
When do we do a spoiler? When do we do a spoiler alert, or should we just wait a second?
I won't go into the spoilers yet. But,
We'll give it a couple minutes. Just say the general things we like.
First of all, I don't think it flowed a lot like a superhero movie. Just,
I know, it's like a political thriller, like you said.
Despite the fact that Black Panther is the main character, he did not come off. Like, the supporting characters were so much stronger of an on-screen presence than
I felt it was more like a power struggle,
Like-
kind of like a...
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like a better version of Civil War.
And,
kind of.
there's a lot of political allusions you can draw from it without spoiling anything. It draws a parallel to the 1960s civil rights movement. It's very much a MLK versus Malcolm X thing.
Black Panther's.
I didn't even draw that conclusion. I see it now.
I honestly think Michael Jordan does a better Malcolm X than Denzel does.
He's
well, first Michael Jordan was hot.
first time I watched this. That was like the thing that I liked the most was him.
Just the
he
fact
was
that
great.
He's one of the
yeah.
few sympathetic villains Marvel's had.
So,
he was a
like-
great villain. Yeah, he was like one of the better Marvel villains.
Yeah, so the first time I watched this, I didn't like it as much, and I feel like a lot of that could be because of the the people who were in the theater were kind of loud and annoying, but also the fact that I feel like there's a lot if you just kind of take it on the surface level of the movie, it's not amazing, but I think when you really get into kind of the more interesting commentary that goes along with it, that's when it gets really interesting. And then second time I'm actually paying attention to that more, so I kind of I felt like I got into it more that way.
Yeah. Oh, you know who's awesome? The little sister.
Oh yeah,
She's like a
badass.
She's a badass version of Hugh
Lita
from
Wright?
James Bond
Yeah.
movies.
I mean,
She's like Hugh
cool,
from
I like
James
her.
Bond movies.
Okay, so let me get into my other criticism real quick before we talk about what we really loved about it. A lot of little editing mistakes, and again, this is just me as an editor, someone who acknowledges these mistakes when they're obvious. There's a lot of weird continuity mistakes, and you
remember
really
Such as, can you give an example?
Well, for example, when they're in the lab, just the amount of time between shots, like, logically speaking, you could not have gone from, say, taking this thing off the table and putting it behind his ear. Just the actual time between shots doesn't add up to the actual You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why not?
It's hard. It's hard to. It's hard to talk about without having
Without
the
actually
visual aid on.
having the actual.
But
well, there is one
again,
cut
it's a
that
lot
I
of little
really
things
noticed,
like that, and you're not going to notice it if you don't have my eyes.
Well, actually, there was a cut that I really noticed. It was actually during that casino fight, long take.
Yeah, I noticed
where she
the same
jumps
thing.
off the balcony and it cuts like to her. Like, I remember that.
It's. I mean, I'd call it the Birdman effect, but Hitchcock did it first in Rope. Just to hide cuts, you basically. I don't need to
I know
explain
they
it.
tried to, but it didn't really work
absolutely.
that well.
And again, they did that again, like towards the end, the train fight scene. Yeah.
I don't want to say like, oh, sorry.
And again, this goes in more with editing, but just the sound design in parts was off. Especially like when they had that one Kendrick Lamar single, like again, not a spoiler, but
the casino.
in the casino scene.
Casino's not really a spoiler.
I like Kendrick Lamar.
It
I
wasn't
like the thing.
Look,
Yeah.
it wasn't an awful song for Kendrick Lamar, but it just completely threw me out of the scene. I couldn't not focus on that, you know.
It was so good you couldn't focus on it.
It wasn't that it was so good. It was that it was distracting, you know.
No, I didn't find it distracting.
Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you think of the song, it just didn't blend with
I
it.
felt like for me, it put me in the mood because that's what like their whole like that's like their. That's like the whole like thing about like Black Panther is like that new kind of like rap kind of hip hop, new modern.
And yet
society.
that was the only hip hop song in the entire movie.
No, there was more. There was more than just
I remember the sister.
There was plenty of rap songs.
Yeah, the sister had it like a new rap song every time playing in her lap.
They had minor lyrics to it, but it was very small lyrics. But it was a major hip hop beat to the entire thing of African, like tribal music to the entire
like that.
thing.
Yeah,
wait.
That I did.
Ask you guys.
That I did like. The rest of the soundtrack I think flowed really well with it. Go on.
It's just a nitpick, but okay, who else was grossed out by that one dude who had the huge
lip.
circle lip
The
thing
lip.
earring?
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Which
I was like,
I
oh
fully
my God.
understand why they did that too. Like,
I get it. I get it. But
you
it's
look
like,
at African culture. That's a pretty standard part of
I know, but
fashion.
how do you?
I like
that's
how
gotta
you're
be
gonna
It's
see
the
though.
same way. It's the same way people get
gauge
gauge earrings.
Like-
You know, you gradually stretch it out.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's actually a flaw with the movie. That's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
a nitpick.
it was just kind of like
it's a nitpick.
it was just kind of like you see it and you're just like, ugh, whoa.
Can we? All right, I'm a little upset that we haven't even talked about this yet.
Wait, is this a spoiler?
Yeah, it's a spoiler.
Okay, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Get the warning up there.
Major spoiler alert.
Orange
Actually.
sound.
Spoiler. I don't know if it's, but
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So, are we not going to talk about how Black Panther's like best friend just betrayed him and then just fights like kills like a whole shit ton of people
I know.
and then lays his sword down and then he's like he's like there.
I mean,
side guy,
first of all,
I guess.
there's no way he's getting out of that without being a prisoner of war. But
I need to
First
ask.
of all,
okay,
I'm
wait.
so-
yeah, I know the guy betrayed his best friend without
Yeah, I know.
giving it a second
Is
thought.
her
You know,
bodyguard like is his bodyguard like is she his wife?
it's implied that they are lovers of some sort.
Yeah,
but
'cause
they
they
give him like next to no
They
development.
said
you
they
know?
used to be. They used to date. Did you not hear that? The sister said they used to date.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, again, there was not a lot of development there, and for as great as Daniel Kaluuya is as an actor, just he I feel was underrepresented in this. You know.
Yeah, I think
especially
a build
just
up for the next
I
movie.
feel like
he's the villain.
I mean, I just feel like he was completely unnecessary to the plot of the thing. You know, anything.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. I feel like.
I mean, I get why he did it, kind of, because his
Well,
parents got killed.
they
by
implied
Claw,
from the
and they
first
didn't
appearance he
kill
had on
Claw.
screen, the first time he was actually talking with T'Challa, that you know, like he thinks that Wakanda needs to have more aggressive.
yeah, there was a setup for it.
Yeah,
It's just
but again,
it was executed.
Again, you don't
kinda
need this character
easily.
at all to actually make this thing interesting. You know, you could have easily cast a C-list or B-list actor like the rest of the tribesmen, and no one would have given a fuck either way. You know.
I guess maybe.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Oh, so who's here seen Creed?
That was all Creed. Yeah, I was surprised that he was like the guy.
No.
Yeah, I know. There were some parts
oh,
that
shit.
felt like Creed. I remember there were some times like when he was going out to get
The
crunk,
fight
like
scenes
they follow him
especially.
around just like Creed, the boxing arena, like
Right.
boxing
Yeah,
arena
yeah.
2.0 with the
Yeah.
match and the fighting.
Yeah, I mean the fight scenes especially felt more personal. It had a boxing Creed Rocky style of fighting. It didn't. Again, this is one of the things that makes me think it's less of a superhero movie than it is a political thriller. You know, it's just such. Just stuff like that. It's so anti-superhero movie, you know.
It's
That's what kind of makes it good though. It's like a reverse.
I appreciate that.
I feel like a lot of Marvel's movies recently have each kind of felt more like they each have their own kind of individual identity. Like
I
they're
love
not.
that too. Yeah.
I
that's
was
really
saying
I
the
think
same
especially
thing
the
about
three that came out last year and like
Ragnarok,
even before
Guardians
that.
2, and Homecoming.
Yeah,
right?
each one
Like,
feels like really different. Like
Each
they
one
don't
has a
all
very
blend together.
distinct like
Personality,
individual
like you said.
personality.
You've got to
And this
appreciate
one does, too.
Marvel's. Yeah, you got to appreciate Marvel's need to like adapt to their audience.
And also another thing Marvel's been improving on is like their villains.
Yeah, they are.
Especially
again,
in this.
said the same
I
thing.
fucking hated the villain. I wanted to slit his throat.
Well, also there is one thing. This is, and I guess the movie's been out for like a few months now. This is the second movie in which Andy Serkis gets killed off unexpectedly, like by another
Which
villain.
movie is that? That's
I'm guessing War of the Planet of the Apes.
No, Last Jedi.
Oh
yes, no.
This is the second time in like a few months Andy Serkis gets killed off by the surprise villain.
I don't
the
think it
actual
was.
Villain.
I mean, everyone knew Killmonger was going to be the main.
Oh yeah, but still, like I thought they were gonna like.
I didn't think he would. I didn't
Last
think they would
Jedi
kill
was
him
a
off.
shock. Last Jedi was a shock.
I didn't think they would kill him off as early on as they did, though.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Like, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, "No, don't kill him. He's like
He's Andy Serkis.
one of the,
He's
he's
the
Andy
comic
Serkis.
relief, yeah.
Yeah, he was actually really
He was,
funny. I loved seeing him.
You know,
like,
I remember
I enjoyed
we
it
were
a
talking with Mike before about how organic the comedy felt, or I was talking with Mike about it. I did not feel that as much this time. A lot of it.
I thought it was
a
really
lot of
great.
the comic relief just
Well,
felt
especially
kind of forced,
the worst moment in the movie. What are those?
Oh yes,
I loved that.
No.
That made me so happy.
I thought it was funny the first
Okay,
time. It just
but, like-
seemed kind of off-putting the second.
They didn't
I mean-
say it twice. They said it the one time.
Yeah,
right?
we've
No, I
only
mean,
seen it once. So
it's my
you can't
second
really
time
say
seeing it,
it.
so,
like,
Yeah, no, it definitely flowed better the first time I saw it. And again, just
I was
seeing
like,
it the second
what are
time,
those? I was
seeing
being
it
very
the second
honest.
time, the comic relief and just the editing mistakes are just so much more apparent to me. You know?
Okay.
And again, that's not a criticism. I still think it's a movie worth seeing.
Yeah,
If for
definitely.
nothing else than the cultural impact, to understand the culture surrounding it, it's worth seeing.
Okay. Yeah.
And I will say,
First of all, I love that they like threw in the culture of it too, and
Right.
they made it.
no, they
made it very-
I think they perfully adapted African culture to this future.
They made it also
It felt very African.
They made it also a very movie that like it meant something. It was. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's on
Culturally
my tongue.
significut.
No. It's like very symbolic. It was a very symbolic movie
definitely.
too.
yes.
I fully get why people put this symbolism into it. You know, I fully understand the culture surrounding it after seeing it. I will say, I sort of knew it would have this sort of impact as soon as Marvel announced they were making a Black Panther movie. Like, I knew it would either be pandering to black audiences or it would be symbolic of the black struggle, you know?
Yes.
So, especially just the notes it had on Pan-Africanism. It's an interesting approach to see from a mainstream movie, you know? So again, that's all I have to say.
I mean, I'm also gonna be honest. I loved all the white jokes they threw in there. They killed me.
I love another white boy to break. Or
I'm
something.
a colonist.
Yeah.
Call me that from now on.
Actually, another white boy to repair kind of doesn't make sense.
No, it does
See,
actually.
you don't
because Bucky-
understand it until the end credit scene.
Yeah,
and you're like,
remember-
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Totally see.
Yeah, now
You're right.
I
What's
actually
that?
didn't realize that until this
Yeah,
time we were watching it. I was
You
like,
know,
wait
you're
a
absolutely
minute.
right. I didn't even think of.
That begs the question though. What the hell? Because Bucky was frozen like at the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
Why is
So
he
they
unfrozen?
unfroze him.
But why? He wanted to go back in. Why'd they unfreeze him?
Well, the whole reason they froze him in the first place was because he felt it was a danger to himself.
Wait, they froze him
And
at the end?
at the end of Civil War, and
remember.
one of the
I remember that.
post-credits
Yeah.
Oh, I
and,
must not have seen the
But,
post-credit scenes.
and Captain America was in.
Well, the whole reason they froze him was because he couldn't trust himself with his mind, you know. So, I mean, the fact that Wakanda has this advanced
They're
technology means
recovering
they
him
probably
from
have
that.
some way of unbrainwashing him. They probably have some way of removing this program.
Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed when I
That's
first
my
watched
thought,
it.
at least. And
Yeah.
again,
Okay.
there's no telling how much time passed between the original Civil War and the end credits of Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know,
Good
we
point.
know it was like a week between the end of Civil War and beginning of Black Panther.
Yeah, this
but-
one. The movie takes place
time
for about,
frame,
like,
it's-
about
yeah.
a few weeks, I think. I'd say.
Yeah. Again, just the time frame is sort of hard to place. And again, I think the MCU as a whole, the
movies.
chronology is hard to nail.
With 18 movies, it's kind of
Yeah.
like... wait, this is the 18th, right? Wait.
This is the- oh my God,
Is
this is
it?
the
I
18th,
gotta count.
yeah, I
back,
think so.
but,
Because I think I
that's-
remember Thor
sounds
was
off.
17. Yeah, so I think it's 18.
I'm gonna have to
Marvel's
look into that.
Marvel's gonna live forever.
I feel like it's 16 or 17. We've been going for 15 minutes.
Oh my
Okay.
God! Oh my God! Whoa! This is so.
Good enough.
Yeah, we gotta
All
stop.
right, yeah, this is longer than Civil
Well,
War.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I'm not going 10 out of 10.
9.
I'm going maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Okay.
a critic.
All right. Bye.